welcome back to Sarah's Joyful Journey. I'm Sarah Joy, and this is episode 35 of Tea Tuesday. We have so much to talk about in this episode, so let's go make our tea, and then we can come back and spill the tea on everything that's gone on in my life in the past week. All right, it's time to make our tea. I'll be talking more about it later, but I did stop at a tea shop, and they do their own custom blends of tea. So this is Erica's Tea Room's tea. It's located here in Claremont. It's vanilla mint Earl Grey. She had a caramel pear, which I think I'm going to go back and get at some point here pretty soon. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to start making our tea. This is a loose leaf tea, and I cannot wait to try it. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. So good. I'm going to be using the Tea for One that I got from my friend Shauna for my birthday, because I don't need that much caffeine. I've already had coffee and a tea latte, and now I'm having more tea. I have had some water, so we are good. But we're going to get our tea going and made, and then we'll sit down and spill the tea. All right, so let's taste on camera this tea. I have had a sip already, and it's fantastic. And I'm gonna need to go and get some more of it because it's so amazing. The mint comes through, the vanilla comes through. There's a hint, you can taste the Earl Grey too. This is like gonna be a perfect tea for Christmas. I might have to get 2 bags of this, and I may give one away. Don't hold me to that at this point. I've got to check that with Matt and see if that's something that we can do, because, yeah. Jobs. We're going to talk jobs first. And yes, jobs is the correct word. All right, last week I mentioned that I had an interview on Tuesday and that I was excited about it, and I had an interview with Target. So Tuesday I went and I did the interview, and it went, I thought, really well. I got a little bit in my head afterwards, but while she was doing the interview, I noticed she had a list of like 15 questions. She did not ask me all these questions. We had a very engaging conversation. Everything went really well. She also did not write answers down. This can be two-sided, two-folded. It can be very good or very bad. But I was feeling good. I was feeling comfortable. I was feeling confident. Which is not something I'm always good at, being confident and selling myself. It's hard to do. It's not a strong suit. I am getting better because I am doing it more and more and more. But I'm excited about that I'm getting better at selling myself. So Tuesday I went and I did the interview. Monday, I heard back from Target with an offer. They came back, said it would be 25 hours a week. I was like, okay, I can deal with that. And then they're like, do you accept this position? I asked if I could think about it for a little bit, because I knew I wanted to go to the next interview, and I knew I wanted to get a read on the next interview. So I did that. Talked with my mom, talked with my eldest daughter, talked with my husband. Like, hey, what should, I be looking at? What are your thoughts and your feelings on this Target and then this other potential? How would be the best way to move forward? So I did that after I did the interview, and we decided that it was, even though the interview went very, very well, she said that she was going to get back to me around Monday or Tuesday of this week to let us know, because she had one more interview on Friday. Sorry, it's just too good. It would be fantastic ice as well. She has a caramel pear. I need to go and get that. I just need to go and get that. Anyway, so yeah, that was exciting to go through that interview process, but I knew it was going to take some time. So everybody advised me that I should just go ahead and accept Target because one, it's seasonal. I don't have to put it on my resume. Gets me working. So I officially found a job in a week. Yay! Had orientation for that on Friday. They have me baking. I was not thrilled about that because I put in for cashier, I put in for fulfillment because fulfillment is like pulling orders for people, which yes, could include groceries. And I knew that that would be very active and things like that. I did not put in for food and beverage. I got pulled for food and beverage. I still have my grocery store experience on my resume because I want my resume, one, to look full. And I want it to cover many years. Not all my work experience, but it does have most of my adult work experience on it because I was a stay-at-home mom for 16 years. So I worked before I got married. I did one job after I had Madison. I went to work, I think she was like 2 months old. I decided I was going to try to do work and I was going to try to do an evening job and leave Matt home with the baby. I lasted the Christmas season and that was it. Actually, it wasn't quite Christmas. I had her before Christmas, but I probably worked like a couple months and she was a couple months old when I went to do it. And it was not for me. So I stayed home, raised my kids for 16 years. Did little side jobs, baking and things like that. I was always good at finding side jobs to bring in some money if we needed it. But my real work history did not start until Maddie was about 16. So I don't have a super long work history. It is definitely longer now. And everything has been customer service, retail type things. But customer service and retail are essentially the same in a lot of ways. They're just different types of functions. So I accepted Target. Went to orientation yesterday. I felt out of place. I felt it was disorganized, things like that. Personal feelings on that. And I just got that this was not where I was meant to be. And I kept giving myself a pep talk like, hey, it's temporary. You know it's temporary. It's better to be working than not working. You have bills to pay, all this kind of stuff. Part-time's better than no part-time. Well, they gave me my training schedule. They did accommodate me for having this next week off with my daughter. And I thought 24 hours, I'm going to have 3, maybe 4 days a week. Most likely 3. They scheduled me 5 days, 5 hours a day. I have 2 days off, but they're not together. I'm getting too old for that. And my shifts were 2 to 7:30, so they weren't awful, but I was not thrilled. I was definitely, I needed to give myself a further pep talk walking out. And I was just like, this is not what I want to do. This is already not what I applied for, but I got to get working. So I called my husband, came home, checked my email. In my email, one of the things that I did, and I don't always do this, but there is a time and a place for sending an email follow-up about a job, especially if it's with a small department or it's a small business. Not necessarily for places like Disney, in my opinion. It's not necessarily for places like Target where there's big companies. Could it be a good thing? Yes. But when you're having me record the interview and you're not even taking a look at me personally and talking to me personally till after you've already hired me, I don't feel the need to send an email. Well, I felt the need to send an email as a follow-up email after the interview. So I did that about 4 hours after I did the interview. I was like, you know what? This is a very small resort. It's not a small resort. There's 1,000 rooms. It's not small, but it's a small work group. The team is currently 4 people. 4. They were hiring for 1 more spot to make a 5-person team. That's tiny. That's tiny. With 1 person in charge. So I sent an email, a follow-up email. I didn't hear anything back, which was fine. I didn't expect to, but I'm like, you know what? If I don't send an email and every other candidate they sends one, I'm behind the curve. If I send an email and everyone sends an email, I'm right on par. If I send an email and I'm the only one that sends the email, I now stand out. So I took a shot and I did that. But yes, I got an email on Friday after orientation asking me possible start dates and for references. So I responded back, sent off 4 references. She asked for 3. I was going to do just the 3, but something told me just go ahead and do 4. Just go ahead and do 4. So I did 4. I sent emails, I sent phone numbers. So I put my friend Jennifer, who is my business partner for our nonprofit, and she is one of my longest friends at this point. We've known each other since we went through school. We met each other in 2016. I have friendships that are older. I have a friendship that is older, much older than that. I have other friendships that are older than that, but we're not super close anymore. Jennifer and I don't always talk, but she's still my best friend. We still talk, we still chat, we pick up every time that we go for a while without talking. We just pick back up and leave and where we left off. So it's amazing. So I gave that. I gave my friend Nancy, and I gave a coworker who I used to work with that I've known for several years at this point. And then I went ahead and I put my team lead down for Morgan & Morgan because I knew he would talk me up, even though we didn't know each other very long. And he was the one I put forth. So yeah, an hour after that, I got another email saying that HR would be reaching out to me at the beginning of this week. While I don't officially have a job offer, I have a job offer. I'm super, super, super thrilled. So technically right now, I kind of have 2 jobs, but I'm going to wait for the official offer from the reservation agent, which I'm excited about. It's more in line with where I want to go. It's not food, it's on the phones. Can't really avoid that at this point. It's a small team. There's not a lot of room for growth, but what I'm looking at for myself for the next few years, I'm okay with that because I've got school. I'm going to be building a coaching business, things like that. I need something that I can go in, I can get comfortable, it's reliable, all that kind of thing, but I don't necessarily need to move up because I want to move laterally into something different in a different direction. I'm gonna make a pivot, which is good. So this is perfect. Again, it's 10 minutes from my house. 10 minutes. I'm blown away at how close it is. It's permanent. It's full-time. It's still $15 an hour, which is what I would be making at Target. And she says she makes the schedules a month in advance. And she does try to keep them super, super consistent. She says sometimes, depending on if someone has some time off, things may change. Schedules may shift, days off may shift, but she does try to be consistent. Well, I would expect there to be some shifting if someone takes off. So essentially the team is the manager. Now will be 2 full-time people and 2 part-time people. That's it. So if someone's gone, you're gonna have to shift and be a little bit more flexible, which is fine. I get that. I can appreciate that. So yes, as soon as I get that official job offer from HR, I will be accepting it. And then I am supposed to start my training with Target on the 17th. I will be calling them next week once the offer is in and is a done deal. And I will be saying, thank you so much for the opportunity. However, I will not be coming to training. I was offered a permanent full-time position. And I'm gonna leave it at that. So that is job front. So exciting. I landed 2 jobs in a week and a half. It just blows my mind that it was that fast. It was pretty quick over the summer too. I don't like job hunting. I really don't like job hunting. But I feel that I definitely do not need to do it. And I'm blessed in my situation. I'm blessed that I found a part-time opportunity, because if I didn't, I really do feel that if I didn't take the seasonal, I might not have gotten the other one. And I needed to make sure that priorities were straight. But the job that I'm getting is the one that I prayed about. This is the one that I felt the strongest about, the most connected to, that I thought would be perfect. Mr. Car Wash, I was supposed to do an interview with them. I called and left a message. He never called me back, which was fine. Got several text messages from Lowe's saying that they wanted to interview me. And then yesterday I got a rejection letter. I was like, okay. I've gotten a couple other rejection letters where people just didn't even, my resume probably didn't even get read. Honestly, it was just, here's your standard rejection letter. But it is what it is. I am out of tea and I'm so sad, but I'm not going to make any more right now. There's like 2 more sips. So good. All right. I have a lot of acquisitions. We're going to show you some fun stuff first. Matt got a new 3D printer, and he's been 3D printing a bunch of stuff. So I got a new plant stand, and I'm going to pan over in just a second. Now I know the video quality is not great on this because of the window light, but it is what it is. So I got this new plant stand, and I showed in another video one, but I'm gonna see if I can get up close. So this pot right here that you cannot see, Matt printed for me. It's rainbow. It's really pretty. So I had 2 of them came today, but I have 1 more plant coming. I'll show you the 2 plants in just a minute. So I asked him to print me a couple more of those pots. So this is what the pot looks like. It's not super big. It's got a drainage hole. It's got a little plate. He did this one in black, which is fine. I'm cool with that because I told him I just didn't want white. For the next pot he does, I will pick a different color. He's got a pink, and I might just choose pink because I don't care what my pots look like. That's half the fun. But I will be putting some plants in there. So I'll show you the plants that I did get. I actually have 1 more over there. It's in another video, so you'll see it. But this is one of the ones that came today. They were not in pots. If I'd known they were not going to be in pots, I knew they were starters, so I knew they would be small. But they were shipped basically with the roots covered in plastic wrap. Ingenious, I will give it that. So I ended up having to get them planted right away, so they went into grower pots. But this one right here will probably end up in this black one, I have a feeling. But it's gonna grow in this pot right here, because it doesn't have a whole lot of roots, for probably 6 to 8 months. So this will just sit on the stand, just so it's out of the way. But this is called a philodendron. It's called Black Cherry. They also said Pink Princess. So I got it because it's got the pink, and I can't wait for more pink to come up. And there's another leaf over here that's got some more pink. This one leaf, not looking great, but I'm gonna leave it for now. And then it's got some green and things like this. So this again is another one. I love the pink. I really should probably say that pink is my favorite color at this point instead of purple. Pink and purple are my favorite colors, but I am obsessed with pink. And I think that I didn't want to say that pink was my favorite color until today, because pink was forced upon me a lot. I wore a lot of pink. My bedroom was pink, and I hated pink for many, many years. But when I got into China, I started adoring pink. Now I really enjoy a lot of pink. I have a fair amount of pink clothes. I have more pink clothes than I have purple clothes, but purple is still definitely a color for me. They're probably, pink and purple are probably neck and neck as far as my favorite colors. Blue follows behind that. I like most colors. But yeah, so there is that one plant. And then I got a little pothos, and I got it because I love the marbled variegated leaves on this, and it's beautiful. So yeah, I'll put that back up there. And then I'm gonna put this back up here. and you can see the front of this. I went to the concert this week and it was absolutely amazing. There's stuff on the back, but you can't see it. And I'm obsessed with forest green right now. It's like the perfect color. But yeah, so we went to the concert. Matt went with me. It was at the Hard Rock Cafe at City Walk. So it was a pretty small venue. I was nervous going in because I knew that most of the crowd was going to be in their 20s. He's 24. I saw David Kushner. He's a Christian. Christianity gets into his music, but I wouldn't call him a traditional Christian artist. Like, if you know your Bible and you know your themes, you'll be able to pick that out. But you couldn't say that he was like 100% a Christian artist. He's not in line with what I would consider mainstream Christian artists. So like Toby Mac, things like that. He's got his own vibe. He's got his own thing. But I loved it. But I was nervous because I knew I was going to be one of the oldest people in the building. And I was. Matt and I were. So we stood off to the back. But it was nice because we were on the floor and it sloped down. So if you were at the back, you could still see very well. So I got along the back wall and pretty much centered to the stage and to the microphone. So we had a great view. I let all the young people crowd themselves in together and got some great views. I took a couple pictures, took a couple 10-second videos. I could have done more, but I'm like, but why am I taking these videos? Am I actually going to go back to remember this? And the answer is no. But I did get the sweatshirt because did I even go to the concert if I didn't buy some merch? So I got the sweatshirt and it's got the lyrics from one of my favorite songs on it, and it's botanical. That was the other reason. It's green, it has plants, it's got the lyrics. The lyrics go down the back, and there is one section that's got his face, but it's not like your typical band shirt, band sweatshirt, or a thing like that. It also came with a tote bag that it said David Kushner on it. I should have grabbed it. I didn't. I apologize about that. But that was awesome. The concert was amazing. I took my loops. So when everybody was gathered together before the music started, that chattery noise was a lot for me. But I took them out as soon as the concert started, and it was loud. But I'm also a sensory seeker, so even though there's certain noises that are just too much and I'm noise sensitive, I also seek that input. So it's really hard to describe, but it is what it is. But the music was loud and blaring. Like, if I'm listening to a good song, my volume's all the way up, blasting in my ears. And it's that input, that sensory input that I love, but I have to be in control of it, and it has to be the right kind of noise, because if it's not the right kind of noise, I'm just over here cringing and it hurts. But anyway, the music was booming. You could feel the drum beat in your body, and it was just, I had an amazing time. Matt even liked it, but I was still nervous because sometimes when you go to see someone in person, they're not as good as in person as they are on their album. I actually thought he was better live than on his album, but it was amazing. I danced, I sung along, belted my heart out, didn't care if people thought I was weird. I just enjoyed the concert, so that was really fun. All right, other acquisitions. Before I get distracted again, if you didn't know, ADD, it's a thing, and I have it. Okay, so again, back to Matt printing stuff. So he's made a few things. I've had these for a couple weeks now, and I just forgot to show them. He made me a teapot bookends. So it's pretty cool. So if you put them together here, you can see that they're gold. But on this side, they're purple. So it's that two colored, and then you can kind of see that it blends in here. So I put it on one of my shelves, and it goes out on the purple side. So I got teapots. Then, because I love Sarah J. Maas books, he saw this. Oh, I'm missing one. It's all right. He saw this, and it's a little shelf sitter. So it just sits like that. but it's gonna go up here. But this is the surreal, and he's got a cup of tea. So I'm gonna put that up there before I get. And then I love Fourth Wing. For me, that was a 5-star book. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I can't even just tell you why I love it. It's a book that has stuck with me, and I think about it a lot, and I love the quotes. I love the action in it and all that kind of stuff. So my car, her name is Violet. It is based off of Fourth Wing, and I love the dragons. It was one of the first books that I read with dragons, and I think that's why I love it. It's just, I love dragons. I have other dragon books that I cannot wait to get into. I've got my dragon earrings. I have dragons on my little rear view mirror. I have other bookish things. I do want to get more stickers for my car. But anyway, he printed a dragon for me, and it was white, and I'm like, I don't want a white dragon, but thank you. So I asked him to print me more, because Andarna is a baby dragon from Fourth Wing, and she's gold. But she later grows up and she's black. But Terran is black. So he printed me a little one right now. So I have these 2 little ones. He's sizing this one up. He had some problems with it, but he's gonna make this one bigger. So I'll have a big one that will be representative of Terran, and then I'll have the little one that's representative of Andarna. So that is really, really cool on that end. Other purchases. Keeping with the Fourth Wing, I went to a cool coffee shop, which you will, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch my meal prep video. That is coming out. It's going to come out Monday. I was going to do the pork belly video Monday. I'm trying to film 3 videos today, so I'm a little scattered because my daughter's landing tonight, and I'm trying to get as much done as possible. I'll do the pork belly. It'll come out another day. But anyway, they had this again. See, it's got the 2 dragons, the black and the gold, and it's got the quote. It's got a dragon without a rider is a tragedy. A rider without a dragon is dead. I love that quote. It's a magnetic bookmark, so I got that today. Super, super excited. Tea shop. I got the tea. And then I got Christmas ornaments. They were 2 for $20 or 1 for $13. So I'm going to show you the first one that I got because it's Royal Albert. And it's got a Royal Albert ribbon. It's got the Royal Albert logo on the bottom. And it's actually cheeky pink. No, it's not. It's, what is this one? It's Polka Rose. I think it's Polka Rose. But anyway, it's a little tea pot and saucer, cup and saucer ornament, and it's got the little rose in there. And yes, I'm pretty sure this is Polka Rose. It's the rose from the Polka Rose, which is, it's that light blue with roses, and it's got white polka dots. So it's actually kind of representative of that because it's got the little polka dots on it. So there is that. My tree. I also need to get my tree up today. I still have so much to do, and it's 3 o'clock, and I've got to leave in like 30 minutes. So I've got to move along with this to take my daughter to work, and I got more meal prepping to do. But anyway, got that one. And then since they were 2 for $20, I got this one. So now I have 2 little teacups and saucers to go on my Christmas tree. So it's absolutely fantastic. So I'm gonna put those in there and get those secured. And she had a couple tea sets. She had some Wedgwood in there. She had some Royal Albert in there. I also got a lead from her. She custom reprints, basically, patterns from Royal Albert. So if I cannot, in the next year or so, find a reasonable pot for Moonlit Roses, I could have it reprinted. I don't want to do that, but if I can't get it done, I will end up doing that. But anyway, she had beautiful Christmas stuff out, and this is a company that I've heard of before. They're called Grace. They're pretty. Their stuff is inexpensive, but very cute. So I got a tiny, and I mean tiny, Christmas tea for one. So let me pull this apart so I can show you better. And this is very, very cute. I just washed it, so it's a little bit wet. You might even be able to find this on Amazon. It's dishwasher safe. It's made in China. So I don't know. I didn't look, but I was up there, and I like to support local businesses. So it's got the poinsettias. It's white. It's got the holly and stuff. And then I don't know if you can see it, but there's sheet music on there. So that is really, really cool. So it's the little saucer. This is like a small teacup. Most tea for ones have bigger teacups. So this is in comparison. Like this one fits like in this one and you still have room. But it's even small for like a standard cup of tea. Very, very tiny. Not a problem. I will still use it. I will still drink out of it. And then you've got the itty bitty tiny teapot. And it's so tiny, so tiny. But it was $35. And I'm like, I don't have any Christmas china. This is a reasonable price. It's absolutely adorable. I love it. I have space for it. It's coming home with me. So Christmas tea for one. I almost had my tea in this one, but like I said, it's so tiny. I didn't want to make the loose leaf tea in it. This one for me would be better to use with the bag, just because I can't fit my insert unless I get one of the ones that's like a spoon, and I may have to get that, but I did get this and it's so pretty. Knitting, because it'll be quick. Oh, here's the other thing that Matt printed me. He printed me a yarn bowl. I would have preferred not white, but that's okay. This is what he did. I've done maybe 8 rows on my sweater, but it is growing. I hope to do more knitting tonight, but again, I'm not speed. I think I did like 3 rounds on the sock, so I didn't touch the sock. I haven't touched this pink sweater, mostly because I'm kind of in a mindless mood where I'm just wanting something like this. So I'm just gonna keep working on this until I get bored, and then it's gonna set aside and I'll bring that other one out. But yeah, so a few rows done on that, and then it lives in the little bowl and it's perfect for now. Books. This is gonna be big. I've already said it in another video. I fell down. I fell down hard. I still have a couple other books coming. I have 2 book advent calendars coming, and I cannot wait. They've both been shipped, so I will be doing shorts for that. We'll do a big unboxing probably December 1st, maybe the last day of November. So I'm going to leave those in their boxes and set them aside. But each one is 24 books. One is dark romance that I got from the book grocer that my daughter got me for Christmas. They're based in Australia. So these may not be more mainstream authors, but I think 24 books was like, with the shipping and everything, the taxes and all that kind of stuff, it's like $50. And shipping was free, so I took advantage of that. Especially since it was coming, it actually shipped from China. So yeah, really, really, really cool about that. And then the other one I got is going to be, and I don't remember the name of the company off the top of my head, but it was one that just popped up on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or something like that. And they had, again, it was 24 books on sale for about $50. I think that one was like 55, I think, after I paid taxes and things like that. So still a really, really good deal. This one said it had a mix of popular authors and not so popular authors. And I'll give authors, I'll read pretty much any author. I'm not always selective. I have authors I don't really care for. I have genres I don't really care for. I don't do a lot in horror. It's just not my thing. It never has been. I don't mind suspense. I don't mind mystery. I don't mind thriller. I just don't do horror very well. So I got that one coming. It's going to be mixed. So it can be fantasy, romance, thriller. And I was like, okay, that's really cool. My gut wanted to go towards romance or fantasy. I almost went fantasy, and I went, but I kind of want I kind of like, I have a lot of popular fantasy books at this point. I have a lot of popular romance books at this point. So I was like, I'm just going to do it mixed. I may end up with books I already have. I accept that, especially out of the one that's coming from Australia. I don't think I will. I have no clue what it's going to be, but 48 books for Christmas Advents are heading this way, and I'm so excited, so excited. But I fell down hard on book shopping. I decided to do Christmas books for December, and I was going to do my sprayed edges for November. Threw that right out the door, and started reading Christmas. So I have a couple books. I still haven't touched the Anna Wong book, so it's sitting over there, and I will get to it at some point, and I'll go over the ones that I am reading and have read this week. But I decided to go for Christmas, so I bought quite a few books. I still have a couple more coming, so we're going to go through these in no particular order of when they came, but I didn't do their own separate video, so our book section is going to be quite long. But the first book I got is 3 Holidays and a Wedding. So this one looks really, really interesting. It says, as strangers and seatmates, Mary Ann Azes and Anna Gibson fly to Toronto over the holidays. Mary Ann's sister's impromptu wedding, and Anna meets her boyfriend's wealthy family for the first time. Neither expect the severe turbulence will scare them into confessing their deepest hopes and fears. And it goes on from there. I'm not going to read too much of that, but cute, fun, rom-com type Christmas is what I was looking for. It says combines 2 budding romances, a massive snowstorm, unlikely friendships, meddling family members, and 1 magical small town for the most festive book you'll read this year. So that sold me on that. The next one. This one is being turned into a Hallmark movie for this year. So I did grab it because I love Hallmark Christmas movies, and I normally watch them, except we don't have cable TV. And I've done the Hallmark app, and they don't put the best movies on there. The best movies are always on the channel. And you can see the best movies from the previous year, the following year, but this year I'm really just not. I'm trying so hard not to watch a lot of TV. Books is where it's at. Books is where it's always been. So that is my entertainment. So I did get this one. So this is by Anne Marie Meyer. It is called Christmas Land. It is a series. There are other books in this series. I don't know if I'm going to get other books from this series. We'll see how much it is. But I love the fact that it's going to be a Hallmark movie. So I definitely want to read the book. And it's a short little book. So yeah, that's one. Tessa Bailey is supposed to be pretty spicy. My daughter has read her books. I have another one of her books, but I actually haven't read it yet. But I did get this one. So this is Tessa Bailey's Wreck the Halls. So I have that one. I have more Christmas books than I will probably be able to read. I also bought a bunch of digital Kindle books. I'm not gonna go over those because I think I bought 15 or 20. A lot of them are like more like short story stuff, and they were bought in bundles, and I may not read all of them, but yeah. So I've heard this one's very good. My friend Hope loved this one. I won't say loved. She really enjoyed it. She said it was a good book, but it wasn't a 5-star book for her, which is fine. It's Archer's Voice. So I'm going to add this one to my collection and give it a try. It comes highly rated. We'll see. I don't know when I'm going to get to it, but I have it. This one I grabbed when I was at BJ's this week, and I talked about it there, sort of. So I'll be real quick. I got The Christmas Fix by Lucy Score. I've tried one of her other books. I didn't really care for it, but I'll try. It's Christmas. I may like this one. Then I will fully admit this one should be a good book to read too. It's a YA book. I don't typically do YA. I find that the subject matter is just too young for me, and it's fine, as I should be. I'm 46. Why do I want to be reading about a bunch of teenagers? But anyway, this one's a fantasy. I wanted to give it a shot, and I bought it because they're books on the sprayed edge. If I never read this book, I will be happy to own this book. But it does seem like I do want to read the book. It's called A Study in Drowning. It's a dark academia. It says, but fairies and monsters were real, so were the women that defeated them. So this one actually sounds extremely interesting, and I cannot wait to read it whenever I get around to it. Then I bought a series. I've seen this series before, and I was intrigued. It's pirate romance. And I enjoy a good pirate book. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies, especially the first one. Really like that one. Really like Pirates of the Caribbean is my favorite ride. So if you can combine pirates and romance, I had some other pirate romance that I read a few years ago that I really enjoyed. One of which I should probably reread again. And I need to finish the last book in that series. But the last book wasn't gripping me quite the same. But the first book was, at the time, a 5. It's probably closer to a 4.5 now. But anyway, I had to get these. And I got them because they were special edition and sprayed edges. Look at the pirates. Those are so cool. So a lot of my books recently, I've been drawn to sprayed edges. I love them. I think they're pretty. So I'm doing more special edition books. So the first one is called Daughter of the Pirate King. So that one looks really good. Then we've got Vengeance of the Pirate Queen. And then, and I don't know if I showed these in order, Daughter of the Siren King. So those ones are good. That's a series. I mentioned this one in another video. But I got this one this week too, Icebreakers by Hannah Grace. It's got beautiful sprayed edges, special edition. Everyone says this one is good. It's a hockey romance. I don't know if it's going to be my thing, but I'm going to give it a try. Then I saw this special edition come up, and this book is highly rated, and I cannot wait. I look forward to reading it because it sounds like it's going to be an amazing book. And I think this is the 25th anniversary edition. I think. Maybe. I think that's what it said. I could be wrong. But it's an anniversary edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Special edition, sprayed edges. So I like that this one has got the flowers here and then it's just gray. And I like that it's got its own bookmark attached. Really cool. So that's that one. Back to Christmas books. This one, I got a Jingle Bell Mingle. I went a little crazy with Christmas books. I did. Because I don't know how many I'm gonna read, but I'm gonna enjoy them. I have Holly Jolly Ever After, and I forgot one of my books, but that's okay. Then I got this one, again, beautiful sprayed edges. So that will almost always, I will pick up a book with sprayed edges, even if I don't want to read it. I do try to make sure I want to read it. This is a fantasy book, A Song to Drown Rivers. So she's a best-selling author. And what I read sounded good, so I picked that one up. This is the Shepherd King series. These are special editions. I started reading this one. It's One Dark Window. I didn't get very far, and I enjoyed the story, but it wasn't quite gripping. But I was still at the beginning, and there were other things that I wanted to read, so I set it aside. But I do think that I'd really like it. So this, again, is the special edition, and it's got the sprayed edges. And then I've got two Twisted Crowns. I think there is a third book coming. I hear mixed things. Some of it says it's supposed to be a duology. Some of it says that there is a third book coming. But anyway, I have the special editions of those. You're going to hear about this book again in the meal prep video because I just got it today. But I got this one, Under the Oak Tree. and it's a special edition. It's supposed to be pretty spicy, so we'll see. And then again, you're gonna see these two as well because I just got them today, and they're in 2 videos. I got Once Upon a Broken Heart and Never After. Ballad of Never After. All right, let me make some room. I did start a new book today. I'm like 2 chapters in. It's a Christmas book. I'm reading The Christmas Tree Farm. Well, it might not be a Christmas book, but it's Christmas titled. So we got that started. Finished books. I got this one. I was really, really excited about this one. This book is going in my donate pile. I read it. It was not for me. It was not what I expected out of it. It fits the description of the book perfectly. It's a retelling, sorta, a feminist retelling of Sleeping Beauty. There were some great parts. It's, as you can see, it's a super tiny book, but it just wasn't for me. This was a 2-star read for me. I finished it, but it was just, So it's going to go in the donate pile. The other book that I finished, and I just finished it today, I don't think this one is a 5-star read for me, but it's very, very close. I would say it's probably like 4.75 stars. It's really, really close to perfect for me, and one of those books that will stick with me. It's gonna be a second book too, so I'm gonna want to get the second book. This is The Spell Shop, and it's pretty sprayed edges. I listened to this one on audio. Every audiobook that I listen to is full. I listen to the actual full book, so if I wanted to, I could grab the book with ones that I have of already. I could grab the book and read word for word along with it. I do audiobooks a lot when I'm cleaning and in the car. I probably won't do as many audiobooks moving forward because my commute is now 10 minutes, but there will still be some occasional audiobooks going, especially because I do like to listen to them sometimes when I'm cleaning. So that is that one that I finished. And then I'm pulling up my Kindle. I have a bunch of Christmas ones on here too. All right, so this book that I'm going to show you is like 5 books in one. I read the first book. It was okay. It's called A Very Naughty Christmas, which I have like 2 more Christmas books coming. They should be here later today. And it was okay. It was spicy, age gap, a big age gap. Let me see if I can get back to the front of the book. Settings. Nope. Nope. Well, the name of the book was Christmas with my best friend's dad. So yeah, he's dating his daughter's best friend. It was all right. It wasn't my taste. It came in a collection of books, and I have other books by this author, and I'm going to give them a try. I think I got like 12 books for like $25. They're all ebooks. If I don't end up reading them, it's not wasted money. That one was not really for me, so it's okay. I'll try something else, and if I don't like it, that's fine too. Then the other one that I'm reading, and I'm not very far, and I do apologize that I'm not very far. Oh, I lost my page. Let me see if I can find my page again. Bear with me. I'm like 70 pages in, I think. Nope, I'm less than that. Oh, I do have a bookmark. Haha, cool. I am reading, and I'm going to try to read more of this tonight. The 7 Husbands of Ellen Hugo. This one I might be pushing through a little bit faster. it's different. It's not what I want to be reading right now. So, and what I mean by that is it's just, I want to be reading Christmas books. I am all about Christmas right now. So that's what I want to be reading. This is not that. That does not mean that this is not good. It's good, but it's not what I want to be reading. So therefore I have to consciously stop to think and pick it up. But hopefully I'll be reading some of this later today because my daughter wants to talk about it and I was hoping to have it done before she got here, but I don't. So I finished 3 books this week. The next Christmas book that I want to start is going to be this one, but I'm going to force myself to read more of Ellen Hugo before I start this one. This is How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. I've read one of her books. I have several of her books. I really like the book that I've read of hers. She's spicy and funny and contemporary. And well, this is supposed to be spicy, funny, and contemporary. And yeah, it's got a picture in it. So I really, really want to start this one soon. It is quite a beefy book. This one is almost 500 pages. It is 570. So a good chunky beefy book that I cannot wait to read because she is probably going to end up being one of my auto buys. I don't have very many auto buys. So far, it's mostly Diana Gabaldon, but she's not really an auto buy. I stick with the one series. I've read the other series. I'm really, really loving Ali Hazelwood. I have everything of hers. I also really enjoy Laura. She writes Vesely, I think is her last name. She's dark romance, and I've really enjoyed hers. I have a good portion of hers. I haven't read a lot of hers. I have every book of Sarah J. Maas. She is definitely an auto buy, but I've got to finish getting through the Throne of Glass series. I think that's going to be a challenge for like February. We'll see. I might do it in January. But I can't even hold all the books. There's the first pile of books. The books that I bought. Lots and lots of books. There's like 3 piles of books. So, yeah. Might not buy books in December. Because I did not win at not buying books in November. A lot of my books were Christmas books. So I will give them that. And like I said, I went to that bookstore today, or that coffee shop, and it was a small business. So I knew I was going in buying a book anyway. I ended up getting 2 because they were a series. And I hate going into a small business and looking around and not buying anything. If it's busy, like there's a lot of shoppers on the street and stuff, and like there were today, I probably could have gotten away with it, but this one was like tucked around the corner, and I just would, it's a me issue. I just would have hated doing that. All right, well, I do need to wrap up this edition of Tea Tuesday because I've got to take my daughter to work and we're leaving in 10 minutes. And then I've got to come home and finish meal prepping and finish cleaning. Most of it's done, but I still got to get it done. And tomorrow, my daughter and I are going to Epcot, so I'm going to vlog it. And I still have to do the pork belly video for you guys soon. So lots and lots of stuff to look forward to this week. For sure, you will see a meal prep. It'll be on Monday. You will have Tea Tuesday. You will have hopefully seen the meal prep video because it's going to come out before this one. It's going to be 2 days in a row of meal prep. So it is what it is. And I'm taking advantage of having extra time. There will probably not be a what I'm eating in a day video, but you're going to get the pork belly video at some point this week. And then there'll be a vlog or 2 of the time with my daughter. All right. I hope that you enjoyed sitting down and spilling the tea with me. I know this is a super long episode, but we had so much to discuss. So much went on this week. It's been jam-packed, and of course, lots and lots of books and plants as always. I wish you all a wonderful and joyful day, and we will chat again soon. Bye for now.